Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Look deep into my eyes. You are witnessing a demonstration of the awesome power of the human mind. The unlimited potential of total concentration. My mind is totally focused, able to maintain absolute and utter control. A mind such as this is a powerful force. It could even rule the world.
Hey!
Huh?
You must remember that no harm will come to you.
Hey there, everybody. Ptpop here with all four lobes of my brain securely bound behind my back. And welcome to another episode of Call Center Survivor. And today I want to talk with you about something. I was having breakfast and a funny thought occurred to me about working in a call center, which I'll get to here in a moment. It almost made me spit out my coffee. Speaking of which, where the hell did I put my coffee? There it is. The Greater Cleveland Film Commission. I think I'm going to go to one of their mixers. They try to bring big film companies, big production companies here to the city. But before I get to that, let me do some shameless self-promotion. As you know, those of you who've been watching me a while know I'm an author. I'm going to promote my book. Press 1 for murder. Buy my book. Press 1 for murder. Buy my book. Press 1 for Murder is a book of fiction. It's about a guy named Jeremy who works in a call center, and he loses his marbles. He can't take the pressure, and he kind of freaks out and gets sick. And a variety of his customers are kicking the bucket. He works for a small bank, and it's a local bank, and many of the local people are getting murdered. And the police think he's killing them off. So, Press 1 for Murder is now for sale on Amazon. So I'm sitting there today, and this thought popped into my head about working in a call center. And I thought to myself, remember how many pregnant women worked in call centers? Now, before you write me nasty emails and stuff and comments and say, oh, you don't like pregnant women, you're a heathen Satanist. No, stop it. Stop it right now. This is not about hating pregnant women. This is like when I worked in call centers, the big corporate call centers, every training class I was in had at least, if not 3, I think the most we had were 3 pregnant women at one time in a corporate call center training class. And I'm trying to figure out how this happens. Okay. Now, I don't know, but you tell me if you experience this or not, you know, with your call center experience, but I'll give you one example. There was this girl I used to work for a small storage company. When I first moved to Arizona in 2002, I worked for SureGuard. And SureGuard at the time was a storage company where self-storage, where people come in and store their stuff. And I worked in an inbound call center, and I tried to sell people storage, try to get them to commit to a contract for a month, a storage unit. And there was this gorgeous black girl that works in our call center. She was fine. And I'd always talk to her and stuff, and she had a bun in the oven. And I'm like, what the hell? Okay, so I just don't get it. Is there something in the water? Do women get pregnant and go, you know what? I'm going to have a baby in 2 months. Let's go get a job in a call center. I mean, what is this? Because, okay, now from a corporate perspective, if you're in HR and you're interviewing someone who's like 6 months pregnant, 5, 6, 7 months pregnant, what's the rationale behind hiring them? Okay, I'm not discriminating against pregnant women, but you have to consider that they're not going to be there for a while. So once they have the baby, they have maternity leave, and they have, I don't know how long maternity leave is. I think it's like up to 3 months or something, if it's that long. So let's say, so you've got a staffing issue in the call center. You have to get people on the phones. So you're going to hire 2 to 3 people per training class that have a bun in the oven who are going to be gone for up to 90 days right after you hire them. It makes no sense whatsoever to hire somebody into a call center who's got a baby on the way. I mean, from a professional strategic standpoint, it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And not to mention the fact, so these women go, I'm going to have a baby. I need health insurance. Somebody told me I could get a job at a call center with benefits. Number one, there's no security in a job in a call center. And most of the places will hold off the benefits for the first 30 days, or there's like a trial period. You have to survive like a 90-day trial period. And if you make all the metrics and if you are there on time and you do all the things they tell you to do, you get to keep your job. But if you don't, you lose your job. So if you're a young lady who's about to have a baby, and most of them were single moms, it does make any sense to go get a job for the health benefits, because I wouldn't a pre-existing pregnancy be considered a pre-existing condition? And would the health insurance companies even cover that? But I don't get it. I don't understand. I know you can't discriminate, and I know you can't turn people down because they're pregnant in a job. So maybe that's what they ran into. Like, well, she came in, she's obviously showing, we've got to hire her, because if we don't, she could sue us, which is probably what they think. HR goes to legal and says, well, I've got this lady. She's obviously showing she's obviously pregnant. Should we hire her? Like sure, why not? But, I just seemed like there was an epidemic of pregnant women at all these call centers. Every single one of them. There was at least 1 to 3 pregnant people in my training classes. And this is just a short video. I don't understand it. Like, I'm pregnant. Let's go get a job at a call center. I think that's the answer to everything. Please put me in a call center. Have you seen this? Because I don't understand the logic behind it. Now, I understand the logic from a standpoint of survival. If you want to provide for your new child, sure, and you want to financially give them, a stable environment, and you've got to get a job because the guy that knocked you up hit the road, which is probably what happened to most of these young ladies, because they were all single moms. They had a moment of passion, and now they're left to deal with the aftermath, which is a baby. And I say aftermath because it's your whole life changes. And I don't speak from experience. I don't have kids. I don't have the paternal or the maternal instinct. I have no interest in children. This is the reason why I did not become a teacher. I just couldn't tolerate the insanity of children. I tried teaching for a couple summers, and it was just like, you can take this job. You can have it. You can take the screaming little boys. The girls are fine. The boys, the little fucking bastards, the Ash brothers, who are now grown men, just drove me fucking crazy. And I was 18 and 19 at the time, and I'm like, forget it. I'm not dealing with kids like this. There's no way. I would have gone to jail. I would have beaten somebody or something like that. Now, I'm not a child abuser, and I'm not advocating child abuse, but I can understand why people lash out when these little bastards come in. But I don't know. I sit back and I think about all the pregnant women that I've seen in my call centers, and they're never there very long. You bring a pregnant woman in who's 7-8 months pregnant. She gets through training, which is 2 weeks. Then they put her on the phones, and then she's got to go and have her baby. So she's only on the phones for maybe 3-4 weeks, and then she's gone for however long maternity leave is. So you've got someone there who can't dedicate themselves to the job. And then a lot of these ladies never even come back. I don't understand the point to it. They come, they go through training, they pass class, they have their baby, and then they don't come back. And they don't have health insurance, because once you leave, I think you still are offered Cobra health insurance, Cobra coverage, even if you quit or get fired. So, but you can't afford the Cobra. Cobra is really expensive. You couldn't afford it on your own, especially now that you've got a baby. So I just want to make this a quick video. Have you seen a lot of pregnant people in your call centers? And I compare this to when I worked in the traditional corporate world, where you sat at a cubicle and you're treated like a you were treated in a fairly civilized manner, and you had a boss that would talk to you, and you were allowed to go to the bathroom and you want to walk around. I very rarely saw anybody pregnant, and most of the women that I worked alongside were upwardly mobile women who were there for a career. They weren't there to have a baby. It was a totally different mindset. When you work in the traditional corporate world, people are educated. They have goals. They have ideas of how they want to live their life. They've already had their kids, or they're going to put off having the kids. And I never saw pregnant women in those settings. Never saw pregnant women in those settings. I don't get it. But that's what I've experienced, is the pregnant women in call centers. There seems to be an epidemic, and it must be something in the water. People are driven to go work in a call center once they have a baby. So, well, let me know what you think, if you've seen this, and let me know your experiences. I will talk to you later. Auf Wiedersehen, baby, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And remember, each and every one of us are naked beneath our clothing.
I'm out on the road, up on the roof, looking for something, but there's no proof that anyone's ever been here at all. Chasing the wind, learning to crawl, see you.